Vyatka is rich for famous people. One of them is Albert Likhanov. Albert Anatolievich Likhanov was born on 13th of September 1935 in Vyatka. He grew up during the Great Patriotic War. The impressions of that time would later become for Albert Likhanov a source that now reaches his work. Albert Likhanov's father, Anatoly Nikolaevich, worked at a large factory as a mechanic, and his mother, Melitsa Alexeyevna, was a medical laboratory assistant. Elena Stepanovna, her potential grandmother, wasn't involved in raising her grandson, but Maria Vasilievna was very much engaged. When Albert Likhanov went to the first grade, she sent him to a music school. But the examiners didn't find the boy's ear for music. Albert Likhanov needed a private teacher. For Likhanov, the library was endless happiness. He was brought to the library by his teacher, Apollinaria Nikolaevna Teplyashina, in the second grade. In 1953, Likhanov graduated from the Kirov Secondary School No. 16, and in 1958 from the journalism department of the Ural State University, named after Gorky. In Kirov, Albert Likhanov actively worked as a journalist. He is remembered as a literary worker, editor of the Komsomolsky Tribe. His name is associated with the appearance in Kirov at the youth newspaper and the writers' organization of the creative club Molodist. Since 1975, Likhanov has become the editor-in-chief of the Smena magazine. Writer Albert Likhanov is distinguished by his journalistic experience, writing talent, multifaceted personal potential, organizational enthusiasm, and civic position. It is worth saying that Likhanov saw a problem of state importance, neglected orphanhood, the need to help children. In 1985 and 1987, following his appeals to power, two resolutions of the Central Committee and the government were adopted in favor of orphans. In 1987, Albert Anatolievich Likhanov initiated the creation of the Soviet Children's Fund. This largest charitable organization for children in the country continues its important social and spiritual work in the form of the Russian Children's Fund and the International Association of Children's Foundations. The foundation comes to the aid of children in difficult life conditions. Albert Likhanov began to write during his student years. He wrote essays on YAS on the problems of young workers. In the city of Kirov in 1959, his first book on the noble green, golden grains and warm hearts was published. After the release of his work, Likhanov tried his pen in different genres. He writes essays about enthusiasts of cultural and educational work, doesn't leave the topic of adolescence, turns the pages of the historical past of Vyatka. In 1961, he published the historical story Let There Be Sunshine, about the Polish artist Andrioli. Theater and film directors turned to Likhanov's works. Their interest in his books is due to the bright social orientation of his works, the author's desire to actively defend humanistic ideas and preach the moral law. For example, the film Carousel at the Market Square, based on the story Golgotha, makes the viewer think about the meaning of life, the connections between peace and war, about the fate of man in the context of time and history. Public recognition, awards of the state, religious confessions, and the authority of the international level came to the writer long ago. In 1985, Albert Likhanov was awarded the Boris Polevoi Literary Prize for the story The Last Calls. In 2000, the President of the Russian Federation presented Likhanov in the Kremlin with the Order of Merit for the Fatherland of fourth degree. Albert Anatolievich Likhanov took a civic position as a defender of the moral values and traditions of his fatherland. He fought to protect the happiness in the life of every child and the responsibility of adults for the future of their children. His human position was the protector of childhood. He believed that true art is a form of expressing goodness. It is a kind of concentration of all the best that can be in the personality, the concentration of such a force that gives rise to light, purifying and ennobling everything around him. Albert Likhanov died on 25th of December 2021 at the age of 86. We read his novels with great pleasure. They teach us to be kind, friendly, and responsible. We are proud of our famous countrymen.